Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching me from. I'm so excited to be back again for another episode of a YouTube Live. I am having a great day so far. I hope your day or your night or your morning has been going good. It's good, it's good. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top myths about credit cards or having a credit history and debunking them. Again, because I know my subscribers are based in different parts of the world, and so this may not necessarily apply, but this particular topic applies to those in North America and Europe or Western world where credit history is a big deal, and it's very important to have a good credit history in order to access the best rates on loans or even like on deals. It could be for house rent, it could be for buying stock. You might just need to have a great credit score so you can have the best interest rates, basically, or higher application success, depending on where you're coming from. And so there's a lot of myths, and this video really this topic came to mind. I think yesterday I was talking with one of the people that work with me on my business, and we're discussing some of the things that like some of these experts are saying, and some things he told me I was like, really? An expert said that? So I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to share a video on this because if an expert put it on Reddit or people are talking about it, then most likely a lot of people have gone about this, and that's why I'm sharing this video because I want to debunk those myths. So I'm going to jump right in. The number one myth that I've seen out there is you should keep your credit balance at a healthy mix of 30% of your credit limits. Lie. Oh, keep your balance at 20%, 30%, because at 30%, it's enough not to have a low credit score, but it's also high enough to get a credit score high. I don't know wherever, there's different variations of this idea. That's high. You might want to ask, oh, why is Paul saying this? Or, who qualified? Well, I'll take a step back. I have a credit score of 813 the last time I checked, with over $160,000 in credit limits, and I have a 0% utilization rate. So tell me, where is this idea of having a 30% balance on credit cards or loans is going to help you to credit score? That's a lie. In fact, I'm going to share some things with you. I'm of the fact that you can even use up all your credit limits. For example, now I can decide to use up my old $160,000 in credit limit, but there's a simple rule I must follow. I pay it off. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Like people like me, are like really good at their money or good at managing their money. Let me rephrase it because a lot of people are good and still struggle. Is you can pay your balance in two ways actually. One, you pay before your statement closes. That way, you don't have to have a balance reported on your credit history, or you pay a balance right at the time your minimum payment is due. However, that means that your account will have closed, and then your credit card company or your bank would report the balance of your credit to your credit bureau, which might tank your credit score in the interim. Either of these ways works. It's just that the second option, which is paying after your account has closed, or paying when it is time to pay a minimum payment and paying up everything at that point in time, gives you more room to pay back your debt if something came up, right? It gives you more room to really like max out because depending on when you took on the debt, let's use beginning of the month as an example. Let's say April 1, I did a lot of purchases and I spent $160,000, right? By the time it's April 30 or thereabout, or depending on my cycle, my statement will close. And so if I didn't pay off the $160,000 or whatever balance is left at that point in time, will be reported to my credit bureau as, oh, this is how much Paul had on his balance. However, it doesn't mean I'm paying interest on it because I have, I think, 28 days or 20 days to make the minimum payment such that after that time I start paying interest on my balance. And so what a lot of people do is they sometimes like to wait until then to pay their full balance. But I like to pay my balance as soon as possible if I remember. But if you're like an expert, you're on top of your money and maybe your money is being invested or you want to make your money stretch. Sure, you can even keep your balance past the close closes past the statement close date. But remember to pay it off by the time your minimum payment is due so that you don't pay any money at all in interest. And so anybody that tells you to keep your balance at 30%, it's a lie. You want to keep your balance to 0%. It doesn't matter if you use up the old $160,000 or use up only $1. It doesn't matter. You don't want to carry. In fact, carrying your balance is bad. Facts. Simple and pure. Nobody says carrying the balance doesn't even benefit you because if you're not careful, you might end up paying interest. And guess what? You pay interest, you lose money. And number two, your credit scores go down. So anybody that says 30% is a healthy mix or it's not too high of a credit utilization, it's just lying to you. You want to always keep your utilization to 0% because that shows that you're able to use up the credit line and then pay it off. Use it up, pay it off. Use it up, pay it off. I remember the first I remember the first credit card advice that I got way back in I think 2017, December, October, because I moved to this country 2017 August. And the first advice that I got with credit card was, Paul, I will tell you this: when you have a credit card, don't even put any bill on it. Just put like a small bill, like maybe like a Netflix subscription or like your phone bill, something very minimum that you know you must pay every month. Put it on a credit card. So that way you don't have to leverage yourself. That's it. I think that's one of the best credit card advices I've gotten because it doesn't matter if you use $1 million of your credit limit or $1. As long as at the end of the month, when your balance, when your statement closes, is back to zero, you are great. Myth number two: newer accounts affect your credit score, or you need to have longer history or longer time to be able to build the credit. That's not true. In fact, I know somebody close to me who I was working with actually that has a credit history of about, let's see, 9 years or 10 years, and they don't have as high credit score as I have. My credit, my first credit card was opened in January 2020. No, my first credit card was opened in January 2018 or so. Yep, was discovered. Either that or my student loan way back in October 2017. But my credit score already shot past 800 last year. So it's not by a long year. So I think once you're like, I remember in fact in 2019, in 2 years, I was already at 750. I'm telling you, so that's a lie again. Again, another myth. You don't need too long. I think between 6 to 9 months, perfect. After the first 6 months, you've been showing a lot of consistency because the rules have to see like a record of like you being in credit. Maybe after 6 to 9 months, you use your credit card, you pay it off, use it, you pay it off, you start building your history, and you can easily jump up to 750, 760. I'm telling you, I got to 800 way, I think like late last year or something like that. 7 years into my credit history, really. I know people who have had credit for like 15 years, 20 years that don't have such scores. So it's not about the young age. Again, the credit score situation or the credit score idea is not, all these myths they are just meant to like keep you stuck and keep you broke. No, it's about it's about the simple principle. How whatever credit you have, use it, you pay it off. Use it, that's the history. Your history, you're paying on time, of course, you have to pay on time, no missed payments, and then you're keeping a zero balance. Your credit scores after a while will automatically just increase because, in fact, automatically your bank or your credit card company will be increasing your credit limits because you're a good steward of the money. And guess what? That's what we're looking out for. I'm going to have to teach you guys this video, teach you guys this concept later, but credit card companies actually want you to spend money with your credit card and pay it off because it benefits them more. They just charge you higher interest as a way to cover their sales because in case you don't pay back, where they make a lot of money from is really those purchases that you make and you pay off because they take about 30%, 2% of every purchase you make. So the higher your purchases, the higher revenues that they have. And guess what? it's a win-win for them because I mean for you guys, you get to pay them on time. They reward you with higher credit limits, higher cashback bonuses, and guess what? They too don't have to worry about you not paying back your balance because they're making money from you, making purchases, paying it off, making purchases, paying it off. So it's never a good idea to think that, oh, I should have long history before I can get high credit scores. No, at all. You always want to follow the singular principle to success, which is every credit card that you have, every loan that you have, you use it up, and you pay it back. Pay it up, use it up, pay it up. All right. Myth number three, having a mix of accounts gives you to credit score faster. Again, another, it's not true. I only have student loans and credit cards on my account. I have no car loan, I have no mortgage. Well, I have a mortgage, but that's a story for another day, but not like a full mortgage per se, it's on my wife's name. But basically, I only have two accounts. In fact, that's all I've had. So guess what? Where's the idea of you saying that you need to have multiple accounts? People think, oh, you gotta have a car loan, you gotta have a personal loan, I gotta have a credit card, I gotta have a student loan, I gotta have maybe like a shopping loan like a Macy's or like a Best Buy or like a Target credit card. Then I'm gonna have a what's the other one called? A mortgage or like whatever. That's not true. I only have two accounts on my account, and I have an 813 credit score. So again, I'm not the and I've not even about me. I know somebody. I know like one of my students that I coached. She had car loan, credit card, student loan, personal loan. What else was I was looking at a credit score the other day. What else again? I know she has about no a mortgage, and she's like 765 or 766 thereabout. So it's not about having a new account. You have to understand that that's not how it works. Having a mixed account is nice if you are also paying off. Again, it boils back to my principle. Whatever account you have, you use it and you pay it off. You use it and you pay it off. The idea that you can also take on new accounts. The new account, some say, oh, don't open new account because it will dink your credit score. Temporarily, maybe like 2 to 4 months, probably like 10 points, like 15 points, or like 7 points. But for the most part, I'm telling you, it will go back up quickly. It will go back up quickly, and guess what? It will be like not like nothing. So in fact, right now, I'm even thinking my credit score is too high. I have to lower it. I mean, now I have to lower it because I think once you get to like 760 or 760 or 750, like you basically get the same benefit as anybody else at 850 because it's like a range, right? It's like a range. So I think from the range of like 750 or 740 to like 850, you all get the same in the interest rate or the same like favorability in things. So you don't want to be too carried away about the 800, but I mean it's nice to have, but it's good for bragging rights, right? Bragging rights is the only thing it helps me with. There's not much like strong allure like benefit towards having those high credit scores. But where am I going with that is that I plan to open like 5 to 7 credit cards this summer again, just because I want to make more money. That's how I make money from credit cards. I'm going to open like 5 to 7 cards that have cashback, and then I'm going to structure my expenses in a way that based on the limit on the based on the criteria to qualify for the cashback, I can get them. Maybe some say spend $1,000 in 3 months easily. I can put my grocery bills on the card. Maybe someone say spend $500 per $500 in 3 months easily. Put my money for gas on the card. Oh, and then I'm traveling in the summer. I lots of trip already planned up. I'm going to be in Toronto next weekend. Oops, I hope my guy for a surprise birthday party for one of my friends. I hope he doesn't. Oops, take that back. I hope he doesn't see this video. Yeah, and then next month I'm going to be in Maui for my 40th anniversary with my wife. I'm also going to be celebrating. Spending. I can spend $500 easily at the office coast or Capital Grill. Like yesterday, not yesterday. last week, my wife was celebrating her 30th birthday, and we went to Capital Grill. We spent almost $400. So, or 400 plus, right? By the time we put tips and we put by the time you put some taxes, yeah, $400 is easily like just me and that. So by the time we go to capital gain like once or twice, we have already reached the limit. Again, this is all paid for in my budget, right? It's all in our plan. But the idea here is that this limit just limit that they put for me because I'm spending that money anyway. So it's not a problem for me. Now that said, I'm saying like I plan to open this new account. I'll probably say about a 15-point decrease in my credit score. But I'm telling you, check back with me in like October or December, back up again to 800. It's just how it works to 815 or whatever it is. In fact, there's a high chance it will go higher because now I have more credit limits and still have 0% utilization. Again, because I have a wider amount of credit limits and 0%, guess what? Nothing. My target right now is to get 200,000 in credit limits right now. So with those 5 cards, I'm thinking I should have between 10 to 15K per card based on my credit limits, income, and also my history. I should have about 10 to 20K on the card. And so if I put like 5 cards, I'll usually like surpass the 200K limit that I have for myself. So that's a great thing, right? I know. And so the last myth that I want to debunk is they say, oh, this is this sucks really well. Like a lot of people like fall for this trap and think that that's that and that think that that's okay, but it doesn't. Oh man, having a good credit score, a high credit score means you are rich, or basically, or you have a lot of money because your credit score is high. That's not true. I mean, I'm not a multi-millionaire and I have a credit score, right? So it's not about that. In fact, by the time I look at it and I take a more good debt, my credit score will go lower. And that's okay because that's part of the process to becoming wealthy. So a credit score is not equal to your quality of wealth or more money. It just talks about how great you are managing loans. You have to always think about the fact that a high credit limit doesn't depict much more than a good health. That's just good health, right? You can have a good health and not be wealthy, right? You eat well, you exercise, you rest well, you relax. Guess what? You're gonna be healthy, barring any external circumstance, right? Maybe something outside, maybe like COVID or HIV or so. Also being equal, you're gonna be healthy because guess what? You're doing the right thing. That's how it is with a credit card or a credit score. As long as you're doing the right things, right? Keeping your balance at 0%, paying on time. Guess what? The score keeps going higher, keeps going higher, keeps going higher. You want to keep it higher though. That's one of the things. So yeah, there you have it. I've debunked those myths. Those are the top myths. There's a lot of myths out there, but I felt like these are the top 5 or 6. Let me know in the comment section if you have more myths you want me to you have questions you want me to answer, or you have like more myths you think that, oh Paul, what about this one? Is it true about this? As you can always tell, I Paul always gives you the best advice. Premium advice, fact based, and results. I don't tell you what doesn't work. If I've used it for myself or I've taught it to my students, or if I see it for somebody, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share with you what is it, they said, he said, she said, facts and premium content. Okay, that's all that I have for today. Honestly, I'm very excited. I know that there's I could share more, but let's keep it like this, and then let me know if there's more I want to share. Until next time, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. See you next time. Bye for now.